Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I may have spoken too soon about the clinic. Has it been going great? Kind of. Lately, I've been feeling so stressed out, overwhelmed, and like I'm drowning in chart notes. And it's not that I can't get the patient intake down because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on that and figuring out what are the best questions to ask that patient in the moment. But it's more so that the perfectionist in me wants everything to be perfect in the chart note, so I spend a lot of time after I'm done with a patient re-editing, reorganizing, making sure everything is in the right area of the soap note. That has really taken a toll on me, man, because I feel like I've been spending so much time doing that. Plus, charts are due within 24 hours, and I feel like that kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety too, because the next day I may have clinic in the morning and then in the afternoon, or I might have class all day and then clinic after. So it's like trying to figure out a good balance and become more efficient while I'm seeing the patient and charting at the same time so that I don't have to do as much work afterwards when I'm done seeing the patient. But here are some things that I've learned in the clinic so far. Number one, patients do not come in with one concern. Patients come in with multiple concerns a majority of the time. Then you have to figure out what is the primary concern that they have at that visit that they want to address. And then you have to explain that additional concerns can be addressed at follow-up appointments. Number two, you can prep all you want for patients, but sometimes they just come in with a totally different chief concern. We use Epic at our school, and that's just an electronic medical records software program. And actually all the big hospitals around us too use them, so we can do care everywhere where we can see like other health records or charts from these hospitals if the patient has gone to them to see their PCP or a specialist or something. And next to these patients, when they are listed for an appointment, there's like a little comment section saying that they're coming in with like GI issues or thyroid concerns. In those cases, GI issues is pretty broad. All right, there's a lot of GI conditions that you can have. Thyroid isn't as bad, but GI issues, for instance, I feel like we get a lot, at least on the shifts that I've been on, I've been getting a lot of patients that just say they have a GI issue that they want to address. So it's all like, all right, I don't really know how to prepare for that. Like, how do you prepare for that? You can't really. So then I actually had another patient who, in the comment section, it listed all these symptoms that she was experiencing. And then she came in with a symptom that wasn't even on that list, so I was kind of thrown off guard. What I'm learning is that you need to be flexible in the clinic, and that's really hard for me because, again, I just want to be as prepared as possible. It's like the perfectionist in me just wants to be able to know everything about the presenting condition and what causes the condition, what you can give for a treatment for this condition. So it's something that I'm slowly learning how to be as flexible in the clinic. If the patient's coming in with something that I didn't prepare for, it's like, all right, I have my resources that I can use to quickly search when I go in to report to the supervisor and try to come up with a treatment plan, and then I won't be as stressed out. Because I feel like lately, that's happened to me a couple times, and I kind of went into like panic mode. Number three, if you come up with a treatment plan for your patients that seems pretty awesome and perfect, sometimes you don't even get to use it because ultimately it's whatever the supervisor says. So I had a patient come in with an H. pylori infection, and she had already gone to see a medical doctor at one of the nearby hospitals, and they gave her an antibiotic prescription, and it's triple therapy, so it was called PrevPak, and that contains amoxicillin, clarithromycin, and lansoprazole. So she was coming to our clinic for a natural alternative. She's used antibiotics a lot in the past, and she didn't want to take any more. So I was like, great, I have this awesome natural protocol that we can use that has been shown to be effective in treating H. pylori. I go in, the supervisor's like, has she tried the antibiotic therapy? No, she didn't start it. She needs to do the antibiotic therapy. Then we can look at some natural treatment options for her. I was so bummed. I was like, oh my God, why can't we give this treatment protocol? But I didn't want to argue. I was just like, all right, it's whatever the supervisor says. But the reason he said that is because a common complication or consequence of H. pylori infection, if it's not treated appropriately, can be stomach cancer, and that's a pretty serious issue. So it would be a neglection on our part if we didn't give her the appropriate treatment recommendations or protocols for this infection. Now, if she had come in with an H. pylori infection that wasn't responding to antibiotic therapy, then he said that we could have used the natural treatment protocols, because at that point, clearly the antibiotics aren't very effective. For instance, you can use several different antimicrobial herbs, but ultimately a natural protocol is the most effective when combined with other natural agents and that have a variety of mechanisms of attack. And I felt kind of weird when I went back in and explained what we were recommending to her, because she didn't seem that enthusiastic about it. I think what people need to understand too is that just because we're a naturopathic medical clinic and naturopathic medical students and naturopathic doctors, we don't just do like natural therapies. I think a lot of people get this messed up too, because first of all, I don't think people realize that naturopathy and naturopathic medicine are not the same. So I'm gonna read you some definitions from this good old book, Nature Doctors. If you're interested in naturopathic medicine and you wanna get a good history on it, pick this book up. I think you can get it on Amazon. First, there was Nature Cure. And this was a system developed to treat diseases with natural agents, including water, air, sunshine, diet, and exercise. That was in the 19th century in Europe. Then in the 20th century in America, there was naturopathy. And this was nature cure plus homeopathy and spinal manipulation and other natural therapies. Then within the past half of this century, naturopathic medicine came about. This is where they took the principles of naturopathy and applied them within the context of modern scientific knowledge. So this is where I feel like people get a little confused, or there's a little bit of misunderstanding, because yes, we learn natural therapies for the various conditions, but we also learn conventional treatments, Western medicine. It's a combination of both, and that's what makes naturopathic medicine so unique. So that is all I have to talk about this week, but stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!